9 a.m. We'd like to call to order the City Council meeting for the City of Statesboro, Georgia. We will have our invocation of pledge of allegiance by Councilman Sam Jones of District 2.
Thank you, Mayor. Let us pray. To the Creator of the universe, the Almighty, we want to thank you for allowing us to come into this place we call the Statesboro Council Chambers. We invite you here, knowing that we're already here. We ask that you grant us the peace, strength, and courage to lead and to serve your people. Our residents, our guests, our faculty, our staff, our employees, we just thank you, Lord, in a mighty way. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll move down to agenda item 3, which is a proclamation recognizing School Social Work Week. We have representatives before that. I'm going to read the proclamation first, and then once I complete reading the proclamation, we'll allow you guys to say a word or two about the work you're doing with our young people. A proclamation by the Mayor and Council of Statesboro, Georgia, School Social Work Week. Whereas school social workers in Statesboro serve as vital members of the educational team, playing a central role in creating positive environment at schools, and whereas school social workers in Statesboro are especially skilled in identifying and providing services to students who face serious challenges to school success, including poverty, disability, discrimination, abuse, addiction, bullying, loss of a loved one, and other barriers to learning. And whereas school social workers should continue these efforts within the school district and city of Statesboro to address student, social, emotional, physical, mental health, and environmental needs so that students may achieve academic success. Now, therefore, I, Jonathan McCullough, Mayor of the City of Statesboro, do hereby extend greetings and best wishes to all observing March 4th through March 8th, 2019 at School Social Work Week. Thank you, guys.
My name is Dr. Deborah Clark Mangum, and I am the Executive Director of Student Support Services. We thank you so much for having us here today on behalf of Bullock County Schools, where our superintendent is Mr. Charles Wilson. We say thank you, and we appreciate the support and the outpouring of love that we have from this community of people working together on behalf of all of our children. Again, I say thank you.
Thank you. Let's get this for you guys. Take a photo. We're coming to it. You guys don't want to come in? Sure. You get to clear it out. No, come on, get some of this too.
Somebody needs to develop a protocol here. Where people always end up in the back, rather than over there.
Come forward with these shoes.
You cannot sit in the end.
We're going to let you hold that. Can we get everybody in there?
Yes, sir,
In
we
that shot.
did. They all know how to get in between the shoulders. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Relax and have a good meeting. Minister of Pain or Children's So maybe that's just my...
We can't say enough what our educators do, and our educational team do for our kids here in the community. This past Sunday, I had the opportunity to attend the National Youth at Risk Conference dinner. And I think they said they have 1,400 individuals that's participating in that this year. And I can tell you, as someone that started out in education, is that it's not an easy job. And many of the things that people in education deal with is not a part of the job description, but it is a part of the job. So we want to thank you guys for everything that you guys are doing for our young people in our community. And again, know that we are here with you 100%. We'll move down to agenda item 4. This is, do we have any public comments? Okay. We'll move down to agenda item 5, consideration of a motion to approve the consent agenda, which is A, approval of minutes for February the 5th executive session meetings, February the 19th call council minutes, February the 19th executive session meetings, February the 19th council minutes, February the 19th executive session minutes, and February the 26th call council meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right, let's show that agenda item 5 is passed. Agenda item 6, which is consideration of a motion to award a contract to Southern Civil Incorporated in the amount of $164,927 for the installation of a new UV disinfection system at the wastewater treatment plant with ATC proceeds approved in the 2019 capital improvement budget item WWD 151. Steve.
Steve Hotchkiss, Public Utilities Director. If you remember, about 5 months ago, we approved the purchase of a new UV disinfection system, which is supposed to be delivered within the next 2 or 3 weeks. This contract is for the installation of that unit at the wastewater treatment plant. We received 3 bids. If you look at your bid tab, Southern Civil was substantially lower than the other bids, but we were comfortable with their ability to install the system. They're very competent and specialize in wastewater treatment plant work, so we feel that they can perform the work. They've been doing this type work for years, so we feel comfortable with it. And I would ask that you approve this so that as soon as this unit hits the ground, we can get started on installing it.
Thank you, Steve. Is there any comments from council?
Yeah, I just have a quick question, and always a question I ask when somebody's 30 to 40% lower than everyone else, and the 2 other people are so close. With a $120,000 difference, how do you think he's doing that?
We actually, after the bid opening, talked with the contractor. He was comfortable with his number. He's been in it long enough. They're a smaller company, and they specialize in wastewater treatment plant work, so their overhead is lower than some of these bigger, the other 2 larger contractors.
And it's when they do more frequently, so they're a little more efficient.
That's right. They specialize mostly in component installations.
Yeah, and I know we've worked with them before, but $120,000 is a big difference.
Yeah, it was, engineers thought it would be in that range. I actually expected it, personally, I thought it was going to be closer to 2, but, we'll take it, and I think that we'll do a good job.
Thank you.
Any further questions by council? Seeing that there's no further questions by council, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Let agenda item 6 to show that it's been passed.
Thank you.
We'll move down to agenda item 7. Consideration of a motion to set the virtual retreat date for either April 5th, 9th, or 19th at 8 a.m. Ms. Sims.
Cindy West, Finance Director. Yes, sir, this is, we need to set a date for the budget retreat for the FY 2020 budget. So, as soon as you have a date, then we can work on getting the proper notifications out.
And we're expecting it to take from 8 until usually it's 1 or so, 2.
2 or 3, yes, sir.
So we can plan.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to strike out consideration for the 19th, that's Good Friday.
Council.
And I was going to strike out the 9th, Tuesdays are not, aside from the Tuesdays.
Mayor, I'd like to move that we set the 5th as the day.
All right. Everybody else, all right with it?
What about the 17th?
My wife and I.
No, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I know. Let's mix it up a little bit, right? Yeah, so are we good for the 5th? 8 a.m.? 8. 8. We're good to go.
Like overnight, we do midnight bowling.
All right, so is there a motion, is there a motion for the 5th? Okay, second. All in favor? Ms. Sue, Jeff? Councilman Lee. All right, thank you, Cindy. We had to mix it up a little bit for you. Agenda item 8, consideration of a motion to direct the city attorney to draft an ordinance regarding blight and vacancy in the city. Kane, if you'll come forward.
Mayor, Council, Councilman Boylan has discussed this with me about doing a city ordinance that would be in compliance with the Georgia Community Redevelopment Tax Incentive Program. And there are various ways, there's not various ways it's been done, there have been various magnifiers that have been done on this. Essentially, the idea is that once a property is deemed to be blighted, and that would include a hearing in municipal court, then it could be designated a blighted property, and the city could do can do a factor on the on how much property tax is owed by that property. And I've seen, I think Albany's 3 times, I think Savannah's 7 or 8, and so the property taxes go up as long as the property remains in that shape. But once the property is rehabilitated, brought back up to city code, there would be a decrease in the property tax that would be owed after it's remediated. I know I looked at Albany a lot, and Albany had, I believe it was that only half of the city millage rate applied for 3 years after the property's been rehabilitated there. But this is allowed for with the 2002 amendment to the Georgia Constitution. Cities all over the state have done it in time since. So it's not, I would not have to reinvent the wheel on this. There are a lot of examples out there of where it's been, where it has been codified.
So basically, did it behoove them to basically keep their property together, correct?
That's correct, and it couldn't be used for someone's primary residence. That is actually expressly forbidden in the constitutional amendment. However, it would certainly be helpful for any sort of vacant residential or commercial properties. Or, like I said, the property taxes would go up. They'd be multiplied by an amount agreeable that y'all would settle on, and then decrease for a period of time, and then the amount that y'all would decide as well.
So the question, that sounds great, but if you raise the taxes up on somebody who's not taking care of a piece of property already, and they want to sell it, if they have to pay the back taxes, and the back taxes are way up, nobody's going to buy it. So what Kane and I need to figure out is, so if it's working in other places, how does that work so you make it that incentive so there's a reason, 1, either to fix it up, or 2, to sell it, and if you sell it, can the city waive those taxes and then have them say within 6 months or a year that you're going to fix it up? Sometimes they've got to find that, because just raising taxes up on a piece of property that somebody's
Yeah,
not
it's
taking care
already,
of.
yeah.
So if we have all these other cities doing it, there must be some way that it's working. And so when we bring that back, if y'all want us to bring it back, we'll bring some of that information.
Yeah, let's do that, because I want to know exactly what other cities are doing. Yeah. Is there any further discussion by council?
Yes. Go ahead,
I have something I'd like to add, along with the fact that we have vacant property and a lot of stuff that needs repairs. The city, I wish the city would consider looking at some grant money, some funds to help the owners make repairs. A lot of owners I know, homes that needed repairs, the reason they need repairs, they do not have the money to fix it up. So if the city can come up with some type of low loan or grant money or zero loan funds to make those repairs, I think that would help. So I'm not sure who, we can't put that burden on the attorney. His job is to get the draft and to do the training. So that's something that they because that's something I looked at, talked with in the past, and there's some funds out there, there's experts who've done that. And Savannah is one of them who has some funding to help the homeowners make those repairs.
Yeah, and I think that's part of another conversation that we've had in regards to, you know, dilapidated housing, fixing up homes, things of that nature. I know DCA has, I know, Pembroke, we talked about, Pembroke got $600,000 to fix up some homes in their area. That was a grant. So there are options, so we're definitely in support of that. So we can, who we ask to kind of look into that for?
I think the new city manager would be a great guy.
I was thinking if we're looking at a grant writing position, that's exact kind of, I mean, that's right up the alley.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that's something that somebody can, you know, if you have a grant writer who can handle those kinds of things, and that's a contact point for homeowners and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
just another argument.
Yeah, we'll have them on the list of things to add to with the other projects, and like we talked last week is, once you get those, plan on adding other staff and actually implement all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so
If I can, so go ahead.
I was gonna go ahead and make the motion so we can.
Yeah, well, I just want to make another couple comments on the blight tax. This is some, probably DSDA folks and folks around the city have been talking about for a while. I was at GMA in January and just ran into a couple of folks from a couple other cities. You were sitting there during lunch or in between classes, and just happened that all three of them, I'm drawing a blank on the names right now, but all three of them had blight taxes of some form. And just to give you kind of the simple man's view, that would be me, you're essentially just increasing the property taxes by a factor of 10, and it doesn't really change the process at all, except for like determining what properties are blights. It just pushes the property into existing. You know, we already have a process if you don't pay your taxes. Well, now we're just increasing the taxes by 10. And the problem we have really isn't so much that, Randy, to your point, isn't so much that we have property that gets a lot of taxes on it and then we can't sell them. It's that the properties aren't worth very much and people just only have to pay $200 or $300 a year in taxes, so they just sit on them because they'd rather just pay the $300. So if we can make that $3,000 instead of $300, now all of a sudden that gives them a little more incentive to sell. And the thing is that we won't just go around and determine what's blight. There'll be a process for that. So there'll be there's a process for determining what's blight. So it's not like somebody just goes, that's blighted, your taxes are 10 times more.
No, and I've looked at from other cities, and it's not some sort of systematic canvassing of neighborhoods. I think in Savannah, last I saw, there were 13 that had been designated in the entire city of Savannah. So this is not something that would be done if 4 houses on one block.
It's targeting the worst of the worst.
Yeah, this is for the exceptional sort of properties.
Years of vacancy,
Yes.
years of blight.
Yes, that's correct.
And yeah, I suggest we start at 10, maybe go to 15. Times. Just push them. Anyway, I don't know what the motion needs to be, but I'll float the motion to direct the city attorney to draft an ordinance regarding blight and vacancy. Is there a second?
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to agenda item 9, consideration of a motion to direct the city attorney to draft ordinance regarding the DSDA being allowed open container only during official sanctioned events.
Mayor, Council, Section 617 of our Code of Ordinances covers open containers. This is where a applicant has to get an open container waiver so that they're allowed to have open alcoholic beverages on the streets or in semi-public parking lots or anything of that nature. And in 617, there's already a note in there that the prohibition shall not apply to property owned by the Board of Regents of the state of Georgia. It would not be difficult to put in an additional one saying that this prohibition would not apply to any events officially sanctioned and insured by downtown Statesboro development.
Any questions by council? Seeing that there is a need, is there a motion to approve?
Yeah, I'll float the motion to direct the city attorney to draft the DSDA ordinance allowing open container.
Second?
All those in
Yeah,
favor?
if I may, Mayor, just as a comment, this was something that the DSTA board kind of, or members of the DSTA board brought to me. I approached them at one of their board meetings, and they all voted in favor of it. So, they want to see, we do want to talk, I mean, I guess maybe when the ordinance is written, we want to talk about some specifics. You know, we don't want folks walking around with trash cans full of beer, you know, so we're going to have to put some limitations on it.
Personal use.
That's right.
Councilman Gill?
I just wanted the city attorney to clarify, did you suggest that there was no need for this ordinance with what you just read us as the existing?
No, Councilman, what I'm saying is that we already have a similar sort of waiver for Georgia Southern, East Georgia, that it would fall in line with that exception. Of course, it would need to be upon request by the DSTA, because I know a lot of their events they have are not going to be appropriate or more desired to have a container waiver.
Seeing that there's been a first and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Is there any other business from city council?
Mr. Mayor, I want to address the whole assembly on my own initiative regarding the Creek project, which is one of the, in the Lonnie Paris State Park and Reservoir. I contacted the Savannah office, the director of the U.S. Corps of Engineers. There was a study done for Statesboro concerning flood control back in 1979, which recommended basically 12 options, one of which the Creek project is doing, is exercising. The director in Savannah told me that he was very interested in participating with us, and they wanted to bring a team to Statesboro to brief the council to tell us how they could help us. The key points for the council and the citizens of Statesboro is that they would pick up a significant portion of the flood control project that's married in an interface with the enterprise to do flood control, which basically would amount to them supplying federal dollars on top of what the state has already offered to help alleviate the cost of the project and the burden upon the city of Statesboro and all its residents and taxpayers. That is upcoming and that's in progress, but I did want to say that's a very important initiative that could mean a lot to the reliability and to the project, cost of the project. So I just want that on the record, that is in the future.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any further comments, questions by council?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Councilman Duke. I mean, digging out a document from 1979, so that's pretty awesome. You know, who knows how, what's the word I'm looking for, who knows how fruitful this will be, but, you know, 18 months ago, Andy had an idea. 6 months ago, it was a Hail Mary going up to the governor. Now we've got a $5 million grant, a $15 million loan, so, I mean, you know, the more logos we put on a project, the more it becomes a viable project, so thanks for going out and spending the effort.
And they can do this without any congressional approval for the city of Statesboro up to $10 million. So they hung a high number out there for us, and it fits in with what we've already seen with the cost estimates of doing it. And it's a participatory project where the city comes up with a third of the money, basically, and matching funds. So it's very doable. And the fact that we've already got a master plan they like, so we won't get into a long due diligence process. They look forward to an abbreviated process. It's very straightforward, and hopefully we can move ahead.
Well, paying 1/3 is always better than paying 3/3.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, council. All right, any comments from the city members?
Jason has an item.
Yes, just want to remind the public and you all that we are still working on our transit visibility study. This Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. we'll have a drop-in format open house in the Honeyville building. I encourage everyone to attend that and share their input with the consultant that will be there. Also, we have a second survey ongoing. That link is available from the city's homepage, and that'll be running through March 24th, I believe. And that basically has information regarding possible route concepts and any particular fares, fees associated with that. So we encourage everyone to participate in that and give us feedback.
Thank you. Anything else from our city manager?
That's it.
All right,
Yeah, I'm sorry, there's one more item on March, same thing on March 7th, it was March 7th that triggered me, so this was really for Al, and for maybe some of the surrounding cities as well, but we have that census meeting here. It's all about understanding the census on the 7th, it's for the local officials, but it's put on jointly by GMA and ACCG, so both county and city, there'll probably be 40 or 50 people, but so Al, if you throw a little blurb in the paper, you know, folks, it's free, folks from Portal, I think they want you to register at the GMA site, but you know, it's important that we get you know better than anybody, it's important we get an accurate count of every person in this county so we can get the appropriate amount of state and federal funds. So,
Okay.
thanks, I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you. Any other comments, on the city manager? Good to go? Yeah. Council, any further comments? No. Good deal. Are there any comments from the public? Seeing that there is none, do we need to go into executive session?
Not tonight.
Okay, all right, seeing that there's none, is a consideration of a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, let us show agenda item 14, that's passed. All right, y'all have a great day,
I don't know where that calendar is, man. Oh, yes? Good. So maybe,
You're not getting out. I know I've been trained.
with a different